I'm Kila.
And I'm Ashley.
And we met on TikTok.
2 trailers, 1 park.
And we were raised by 2 mother hustlers.
I raised my mama.
Oh my gosh, I did too.
Well, let's talk about that. We can talk shit about our moms, but no one else can.
Welcome back, bitches.
Welcome back. Here we are, y'all.
I feel like it's been forever since we've been here.
Yes. Well, we've recorded but from home, and we haven't seen each other in, I think, like years or something.
Since May 17th, I got the date.
Yeah. Kila's on top of it.
I know. It's been forever.
And if you watch our YouTube, you can see that Kila has like stacks of papers, and she has like a filing cabinet, and I wrote my ideas on a napkin on the way up here. But
we just got a lot to catch up on.
We do.
And, you know, welcome back to the Ashley and Kila show, because we just call it Raising Barbara Jean and Wanda because we feel bad of our mamas, because we talk bad about them sometimes.
Because this is what got us together, is the Raising Barbara Jean and Wanda. But yeah, it's really the Ashley and Kila show.
All right. So we are going to start by saying thank you to all of our people who listen to our podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, because I didn't know that anybody would even like what we had to say.
Me either. But every week that we don't, like if we don't publish one or whatever that word is, I get a call like, hey, did I miss it? And I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't realize anybody would notice.
I know. It's
but
crazy.
I get it every single time. And I'm like, just wait, there's one coming out next week. But something happened because we're flake and, you know.
Yeah.
I write notes on napkins and shit on the way up here. But I was like, wow, people actually are actually listening. So thank y'all.
I know. We've had some good reviews. So we are just going to give a shout out to them peoples that review us.
That's right.
So JME776 said, I love the podcast. Just 2 gals hanging out and gabbing, talking about things that I can relate to and some things I can't relate to. So I get a new perspective. The only criticism I have is don't talk with a dry mouth. You want to be free of a sticky mouth because we can hear it and it's distracting. So happy y'all have made this podcast. I will continue to listen, sticky mouth and all.
Oh, sticky mouth. I thought they were talking about the gravel in my throat. I was like, look, I cannot help that. Okay. But they're talking about, it's probably our lip gloss too. We're lip gloss girls, so you can probably hear that smacking too.
Yeah.
But I really do clear my throat a lot. It just doesn't do any. I'm sorry about the gravelly, but we'll lubricate our throats.
We'll have to start drinking. I can't drink water, so I mean.
I can because I'm all about fitness. Loving my body and stuff.
And then Val Shelby said, we are so relatable. She loves how we both just talk about anything, real life stories, no shame, just raw stories so many can relate to. So many stories I've heard. You tell I'm over here like, oh my God, and I thought I was the only one. Thank you for making me feel normal. Love you guys, and please keep it up.
I personally know her, and she's great. So thank you, Valerie, for that, because we appreciate you listening.
Yes. And then Great Aunt of 9, which I apologize for that because it's a lot.
There's a lot of kids.
And nieces and nephews. Mm-hmm. But she said, we are 2 very honest and relatable. I may not have lived in a trailer park, but today's episode, along with content with the other episodes, hits home. Are you sure we aren't related? Pretty sure y'all are probably part of my forest, as my husband says.
We're not sure that we're not related because, you know, I think me and Kila are probably related somewhere, but so we probably are. So, hey, cuz.
Listen, Aunt, you probably just need to take a DNA test.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And then a lady said MDB 2020. MDB 2020.
It's probably a doctor, and they're probably like, shit, Lord, let's diagnose these bitches.
They think we're hilarious and listen to y'all for the first time, and we are so funny. We are pretty funny.
They are not wrong.
And then A Brewer 1120. That's my friend Autumn. She was just in my office today. She's one of my besties. She said, this was so good. Go listen now.
Aw, thank you.
Desiree Dawn 25 said she's a fan of Ashley and her sister Jessica on TikTok for a long time. This podcast is just relatable and so good.
Aw, thank y'all.
Yes. And then Julie Taylor, she works with me. I may have stole her phone and gave us this review.
No, you did. I know Julie. She meant this.
She
from
didn't
the
mean to say it, but I think I did it on her phone. And then we got Natio AM, Natio AM.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And she said, even though the ladies get off on an entirely different subject, I enjoyed every minute. It's like sitting around talking with your girlfriends and how topics flow from one to the other and back again.
That's great because our ultimate goal for this is like, hopefully when we get so many episodes, when y'all go on road trips, y'all are like, we're going to start this shit from the beginning and we're going to go through, because that's exactly what I do with podcasts. Is I love a podcast that I can start from the beginning, and like it's like a television series that you don't have to watch. So that's great. Thank y'all so much for the support and the love and following us. And hey, we're open to suggestions, or
Yeah, email us and tell us what y'all want us to talk about.
get on
because-
our Instagram and
Yep.
message us and say, Barbara Jean and Wanda, like, tell us what, anything, I mean, don't cuss us or nothing, because, I'll get a little crazy, but, we're good with constructive criticism. So, and we appreciate y'all.
The last one is my husband, and I'm pretty sure I wrote it.
Oh,
But thank you, babe.
yes. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, babe. All right. So we haven't seen each other since May 17th.
So
What
a
have
lot
we
has
been doing?
happened.
Yeah, I know.
A lot.
So I had to dog sit my daughter's crazy dogs. You knew that.
Uh-huh. How'd that go?
One's crazy. He's batshit crazy. And I love him, but he is so scary and mean. And he's only like 17 pounds of
Oh.
crazy.
Does he get along with your dogs?
Yes, he does get along, but he's territorial. And it's when you give him food and he thinks something's his, like, he's not going to let you get near it. And he's going to, he looks for a fight. He's a bully. He looks at the dog with the food in front of him like.
So he's Barbara Jean.
He's like, what, you going to try to take it away from me? I dare you.
I wish you would.
Yes.
I got it.
And then I'll put him in his own room, and then he won't let me go in the room. Like, he will chase me out of it. I had to take a gate and just kind of lock him in. I mean, we had to put a Ring camera in there. He's crazy.
Oh, wow.
But
she has 2?
She's got 3.
3.
Yeah. But he's our only crazy one. And he takes all kinds of medicine. He takes Prozac and Valium all day. And
oh, damn.
CBD and.
Damn. Maybe it's like morphine or something.
My husband and him fight a lot. And Brian argues with him. I'm like, he's a dog, babe.
What kind of dog is he?
I don't know, like a Shew or something.
One of those like
crossbreeds. She rescues old dogs.
Oh, I see. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is good, but he bites her all the time.
Oh.
He bites me. He's mean.
Nice.
But we're like, you can't. Brian's like, put him down. I'm like, I wouldn't put you down when you're being an asshole.
Right. He's 87.
We're not going to put him down for being an asshole.
Right. He's old and ornery.
Yeah. So I've told her, if your kids are that bad, don't ask me to watch them.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can't do it.
We'll FaceTime and we'll pretend that I live in Montana and Mimi loves you.
And then you turned 40.
Yes, I did.
And we didn't even do nothing. We could have had a party.
I didn't do anything. We had breakfast for supper.
Well, that's nice.
And I went to lunch with my sister, and we went shopping, and I got grown-up clothes. Like, I shopped in the women's section and not the junior section. Well, I actually did get this shirt in the junior section because I can't, like, completely let it go.
Yeah.
But I got me some grown-up clothes, and my husband was like,
well, I mean, why did you think you needed to get grown-up clothes?
Because I like grown-up clothes, but I know I look like a Sunday school teacher in them. And I'm like, eh. So I told my husband, I said, it's just time. I'm 40 and I just need some grown-up clothes. So, like ruffled sleeves and like, I have one that's like smocked, and I've talked about this on a previous podcast, but I feel like a founding father in it, which is fine, whatever. But it's cute, and I'm like, I feel cute. So when you get 40, feeling cute,
yeah, you're gonna have to wear it and let me see it.
I'm gonna
be 50, and I don't know if I mean, I do go over there sometimes, but
yeah,
I mean, I tend to stay in the
because some of that stuff is like, what the hell?
That was a burp.
Well, I
That
thought
was
it was supposed to be
polite.
really, really loud, but it wasn't. So yeah, I turned 40 and I feel old. Yeah.
Shush. You're only
Because I got a moo for Mother's Day, and then I got another moo for my birthday, and that's all I wear, which is amazing, by the way. If you don't have one, go get one.
Listen, and we'll put our address out here, and anybody that wants to send us moo-moos, we will sport your moo-moo on the podcast.
Yes.
We'll call it
On the
moo-moo and
TikTok.
ho-hos, and we can do all the things.
Right. So there's that. The moo is amazing.
Yeah.
And I love it.
So speaking of moo-moos, I went to Savannah, Georgia for a birthday party.
Tell me about that.
For our friend Amber's party. I say our friend. She is my friend now, but I didn't really know her before I went. But it was Amber and her mom and her daughter, which they have the best relationship. I envy them.
Yeah.
Because her daughter's 21 and my daughter and she just is not fun like that with me.
Mhm.
I mean, I think she's fun, just not with me. She's kinda serious. But, and then one of her friends, and then my friend Stacy, but we had the best time. We dressed up like old ladies one night.
That's hilarious, and we should post that to our Instagram because that was great.
Yes, and we were in Savannah, so somebody said, "Hey, are you guys the Savannah Nanas?" And we went with it. So we were the Savannah Nanas.
Yeah.
Like, people would go walking by, and I'm like, "Sure, you can take our picture." And they're like, "Huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah, with your phone. You can, you can take it. We're not even gonna charge you."
They didn't even know. They were like, "Are these people really
I know,
important?"
but they did. They would
Yeah.
take their or take
Yeah.
our picture. We got asked to stop and take pictures with
That's
all kinds of people.
hilarious. So y'all went to eat like that?
Yeah, we went yeah, that was our night out. We were out at the bars.
Right.
I took a, sock, and it was my, wallet.
Great.
I put my license and everything, money, everything in my bra and my sock.
So, like, my nanny used to have to keep all her valuables in
Mhm.
her bra. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, it was fun, and then the next night we had a funeral night,
Oh.
so she could say goodbye to her 30s because
Oh.
she's just turning 42.
Was it sad?
No,
Oh,
it was fun. So we
okay.
just dressed up in funeral clothes, and
Y'all went out?
we went out on the town.
That's fun. Y'all are fun. I don't have friends like that.
Then we did a haunted
Crawl?
pub crawl,
Oh, yeah.
and it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, they walked us to death, first of all, we were already dying,
Yes.
and there were older people older than me there, and I felt bad because this girl was walking fast, and
Yes.
then took us to all these bars and told us stories, and I mean, she was full of shit.
Yeah. I did a ghost tour in Savannah, and it was
Oh.
the same way. It was like I was like, "I could have done this, and I don't even know shit about shit," and made it more believable and more
Yeah.
entertaining. This was like it was almost like a comedy show she was doing, and I was like I felt like, was this, like, rated for 12 and under, or
Yeah.
it wasn't
Well,
great.
she was dressed weird
Yeah.
too. She whited her eyebrows out, I guess, to make her
Oh.
makeup scary, and was kinda dressed gothic,
Oh.
which she was a cute girl, but I was like, "What the hell happened to her
What? You're right.
eyebrows?" Like, it
Yeah,
looked
what's the point?
weird. And then, I don't know, the bar I didn't feel like the bars it was like nobody was even in there. There was
Right,
no
so it's
pictures on the wall, and I'm like, "Is this even a bar?"
Right,
I mean, I didn't feel like it was a bar. It wouldn't be the
right,
kind of bar I'd go to hang out in.
right.
But it's so pretty in Savannah. I
Oh,
loved the
beautiful.
trees were amazing.
Yes, and the marsh coming up. Oh,
Yes, it
that's
is so pretty.
yes.
And then, what else did we do? I was gonna say something. The riverfront is beautiful.
See, that's pretty much where we stayed the whole time was the riverfront.
Yeah.
We stayed at one of those, the Thomas House, which is a haunted hotel, and
Uh-huh.
it's in one of the squares or whatever. And it was cool, but we need to go back because we didn't get to explore a lot. But the riverfront was where we stayed
Yeah.
pretty much the whole time.
We should do a girls trip there. And we could do that in October. We want to talk about ghost stuff.
We could, because that's on our agenda.
We could like leave on a Friday and stay at the Reed House in Chattanooga
Yeah.
because that's supposed to be haunted.
Okay.
Um,
Oh my gosh, this could be a whole thing.
yes, and
We
then just
investigate.
stop. Yeah, and I think there's even some on Montego Mountain.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, so before we even get over the mountain, and then we could go and just go around.
That's a
and
great idea.
It
So we're writing
is.
that down.
We could do like a Wednesday to Sunday.
Oh,
That's not too long, is it?
well, I have
Oh
babies,
yes.
so we have to keep that in mind.
Okay, but or we could do a. We can't. I mean, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We left on a Thursday.
We could do a Thursday night,
Uh-huh.
Friday night, Saturday night, and then come home on Sunday.
Listen, if there's any sitters that want to watch babies, no, I'm just
I
kidding.
know. Well, you have to have a background check, so don't be coming if you're a felon.
I'm just kidding.
They have like an issue with that.
Oh
Apparently.
my God, I couldn't keep your kids.
I know. Oh, you couldn't.
No, I'm a felon.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah,
Well, I didn't know this.
yeah.
Oh, I thought you just had like a simple assault charge or something.
Well, I
Anyways,
think. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is just. I don't know. It was simple.
well, there you go. So, anyways,
Oh my goodness. So let's see. What else did I do? Oh, and June is NPE Awareness Month.
which you've already said is the
Not parent expected. It's basically
what?
if
I
you
thought it
t-
was non-parental event. What the hell? Where did I
there,
get that?
there's two definitions.
Okay,
'Cause that's
okay.
on there too.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not completely crazy.
And that means like if you found a sibling, like in my case on a 23andMe, but it could be adoption or donor conceived. I didn't know people
Oh,
had we're still donor conceived, but you are.
Yeah.
There's a lot. So Kristen, her last name is Hanf. Hanf. I
Sure.
don't even know how you say that. Sorry,
Yeah.
Kristen.
Hanf.
But she had reached out because we kind of chatted back and forth on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. She wanted to tell us her story, and so we've kept in touch. And so she had an idea to put all these people together for the month of June and do like a giveaway. So we all like donated stuff so we could do giveaways, and then they kind of portrayed somebody every day,
Yeah.
a different kind of
That's cool.
MPE. Yeah, it was really neat. And so yesterday was the giveaway. We were trying to get her on here last week, which she still wants to come on. Well, they all want to come on. We can
Oh,
have
that's
all of
cool.
them
Yeah.
because everybody's story is so crazy similar, but so different.
Right.
And so it's insane that the different stories. And so I'm still trying to listen to them all. And then all the damn abbreviations that go with it.
Right. Oh,
So
I can't.
it's like this GFI, and I'm like, what the hell's a GFI? I have to
Right.
go stop and look. And GFI is really not one, but there's like MPE, misattributed parental experience.
Oh.
There's donor conceived, which means you were conceived via assisted reproduction with use of sperm and an egg.
Oh.
And I'm like, is that a sperm bank? And then there's a double
think so.
NPE, which I'm not really sure on that
Or
one.
a turkey baster. Did you know that? Did you know you could get pregnant by a turkey
I've just
baster?
seen that in the movies.
No, it's actually true. I know a kid that was born.
Shut up.
Not playing. Lesbians and a gay guy. And they did it with a turkey baster. And I did not know. I thought when sperm hit air, it died. That's not true. That is not, where the hell I got that? Don't know. That is not true.
So that's like a TBP, a turkey baster pregnancy.
Right, exactly. Yes. Yes. I was like, that. I thought sperm, and I Googled it and it was like, no, it can live for whatever. I'm like, what?
I didn't know it could
Yes,
live
people
out.
actually do that. So that's.
Well, I mean, I guess you see on TV where they're going to have their sperm count checked and they do it in the cup and then take it to the place. So I guess.
Yep.
But
True.
I mean, it does. I guess it is living outside the.
Yeah. I don't know what I thought. Like, air hits it and it dies. I don't know what the hell I thought, but I was like, what?
You're thinking about the penis. Air hits it and it dies.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. But yeah, that's actually a thing. They do that.
Oh my goodness. But listen, there's a BCF, which I had to Google that, birth certificate father.
Oh, the one that signed it?
Yeah. And
the
then,
stand-up guy.
And then the BF.
Right. Birth father.
There's all kinds of crazy abbreviations. It is. But I hope we can have them on, all of them on at different times. So, but listen, everybody can go follow them on Instagram because we've got Kristen with A Life We Love. We've got Eve with Everything's Relative Podcast. We had Rachel with that Shaking the Family Tree. And then me and you, raising Barbara Jean and Wanda, my Lost and Found Sisters, and the Trailer Park Chronicles. I feel like we have our own little
whole system.
Network.
Yeah, network. That's it.
We have a network. You've got Debbie at DNA Surprise Network and Brad at A Late Discovery. Brad actually found his dad, and I'm not sure how he found him, but he was in prison for 50 years and he helped get him out.
Oh.
Isn't that neat?
That's really neat. We need to have Brad on for sure.
And then you got Peter Bonney, and he is an author of the book Uprooted.
Oh.
Which is so
these important people.
Yeah.
That have done shit.
Yeah. You've got Lori at Journey to Me, and then Teresa Drobish, and she's working on Project Freedom.
Well, nice. So June is also Father's Day.
Yes.
And I actually took my father to eat, which is different. We don't always get along. And don't ask me why. I got a hair up my ass this year and was like, reach out and ask him if he wants to go eat. And he did. And I invited all the siblings, and some said they could come and then they didn't come because of traffic and other things. But I did take my father out to eat, and it was fun. We had the toddlers with us, so we went to Hibachi because my dad had never been to Hibachi. And like 4 or 5 years ago, I took him there for Father's Day, and he thought that was the neatest thing ever. So whenever I said, hey, would you like to go out to eat? He was like, yeah, can we do that same thing that we did, that one year? And I was like, sure. So we went to Hibachi up in Nashville, and we had a great time. The toddlers were a little iffy about the flames and whatever. So that was a little bit of a distraction, but we did have a good time. And my sister's like, what the hell? Because, sometimes we don't.
Did you hear me do that?
Yeah, but it's okay.
Well, I muted it.
Well, I think it came through mine, but it's fine.
Oh.
Anyways, we did have a good time, and
Aniston, I seen her little cute picture with
well,
him.
she was like, so this is the weird part because will be 18 next month, and she's like, I didn't know he was funny. I'm like, he's hilarious. That's where we get our humor. Like him and my mom were really funny. And she's like, oh my God, I could like hang out with him all day. And I was like, yeah, he has a really charming personality. Like that's not, I mean, that's why people
Mhm.
love him is because he's so charming. But yeah, he's super funny, which I knew that. And she was just like, he's so funny because at one point I was like pulling my hair up because it was like hot, and he was like, are you hot? And I was like, yeah, I'm going through menopause. And he was like, that's okay. We love you anyways. I was like, well, thanks. I appreciate that. But that's the kind of humor. And Anderson's like laughing so hard. And she was like, and I was like, that's kind of fucked up that you like don't know that your grandfather's funny. He lives an hour from us, you know? But at the same time, like, I don't feel the need to be the one to always have to bridge that gap. So there, I have a like love hate, not love hate. I don't hate him, but like that. I'm like, we have such a good time. I don't understand.
Right.
We need some counseling, like to bridge the gap because I'm very vocal about my feelings and how I feel. And
Mhm.
he just is like, you're crazy. And I'm like, nope, no, I'm not. Like, I've got 6 siblings and we all agree. Like, I'm not really crazy and I'm trying to be. So I don't know. I don't know. I never know whether I should like pursue that and push forward and get that relationship or if it's work. Like, I don't, I don't know if his mental capacity would be strong enough to uphold it, if that makes any sense. Because I feel like he has narcissistic personality disorder, and I know that term is used very loosely, and everybody, but I
Mhm.
really think he has it. I don't think he understands he has it or knows he has it, and a lot of times you can't convince them.
Right.
So I don't really know. I'm like, do I push and try to get because we're never not getting younger, or we just do what we do and talk sometimes, and we go years without talk. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'm fine. It's not really bothering me, but I don't want him to die and me regret
Right.
anything.
You don't wanna have any regrets.
Right? Because my mom died, and although I know that I've done everything I could
Mhm.
for Barbara Jean, at the same time there was questions I wish I would have gotten answered.
Right.
And which I didn't know it was going to be so sudden, so I didn't. But I don't know. I just like I don't want to live with regrets. So that's a really touchy situation.
Right. I mean, you just have to go into it knowing that he's never gonna be the dad that you expect him to
Yes,
be
and
and that you want him to be. And you're just gonna have to choose to love the parts of him that are good
yes.
and
So that so I do that, and I know
Mhm.
that, and that works completely when I'm good.
Right.
But when I have like a moment of weakness and I have like a down day, or
Right.
I start thinking like, this is bullshit. Like you should have been, you know what I mean? Or he says
Like, I'm the
something.
child and you're the
Yes.
yeah.
Or he says something that like really pisses me off. And I'm like, no, I'm not holding back. I'm going to tell you how I feel about this. And then he plays the whole, you're crazy card because that's what he does. And, and I'm like, no, 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 come back, come back. Nope, we're not done with this. We're not done with this.
Mhm.
You're going to understand. But he's not. That's when it falls off. It's like a never ending cycle because, so it's like, we're good as long as I pretend that everything is great and I can accept you for who you are. And this is who you are and I should be okay with it. And then there's days where I'm like, no, fuck that. Fuck that.
Right.
You have to be held accountable for things that you've done and you're not, because anytime anybody brings that to you, you shut down and say, nope, you're crazy. I'm bouncing out. Like, no, that's not fair. But in 2 weeks, I'm fine. I don't give a shit anymore. And so I'm like, I'm good. And then I'll reach out and say, I'm sorry for the way that I handled things. I never tell him that I'm sorry for what I said.
Right.
I say, I'm sorry for how I said it. I shouldn't have said, fuck you. That was inappropriate to your dad. But the reason I said, fuck you, no, I'm not sorry for that. So, like,
Right.
which is kind of a half ass apology, but it is what it is. And you know what I mean? It's like, it's so
Well, and I think with our parents, they always see things differently than the way we
way,
see them.
yes,
And
way
so
different.
the way I remember my childhood
Hmm.
with my mom was completely she
Yes,
never I mean, never would have remembered it that way.
yes,
And even with my dad, when I try to tell him about, my feelings and stuff, that's not the way that he
yes.
remembers it. Or, and there
And
was
I
things
even,
he didn't know because we kept it from him, but there was also, I feel like he could have done more.
yes. And I even like don't go like deep into the shit like where I
Right.
could be like, well, actually, you did this. I actually don't do that. I usually try to keep it current. I try to
Mhm.
use when I get upset or something, try to use current events because he doesn't have a good memory. So even if you threw something up in his face from 20 years, he's not going to remember that. So
Right.
that's useless. So I usually try to use current events and say like, but you still don't do the things that you should do. And then he's just like, I'm out. You're crazy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like you get off the phone and you're just like, oh, maybe I'm crazy. And then I'm like, nope, that's exactly what they want you to think. They want you to think you're crazy.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I'm trying to be an adult and tell you these things, but immediately you shut down and say, nope, you're crazy. And then I'm letting you go and I'm not talking to you for 2 years. And I'm like, it's so toxic that I'm like, do you keep on entertaining that or do you, and just, take out the little bits that are enjoyable
Right.
or do you cut it off and don't like, I never know. I never know like how to do it. And my sister will be like, "You're going to take dad to eat?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're going to eat. And we had a good time and it was fun." And I'm like, and then 3 weeks later, I'm like, "What the hell did I do?" But I'm like, I don't know. I never know if I'm doing the right thing on that situation or not. So,
Yeah. You just have to do what makes you but you don't wanna have regrets. I mean, that's the whole
yeah, it really is. Because I'm like, if
yeah.
I can deal with a little bit of bullshit to know in the end that I I tried. You know what I mean? Like, I'm an adult. I'm 40 years old. So I can make my own decisions. And if I put myself out there and I end up getting hurt, I already halfway know that that's a possibility. And I'm already guarded for that, anyways. You know what I mean? I never go vulnerable with him, anyway. So, I mean, technically, I'm fine. But like, we went out for Father's Day, had the best time. I texted him because that was Saturday. On Sunday, I texted him Happy Father's. Haven't heard from him since. And like, what the fuck? Like, nobody else done anything for you again, which I shouldn't think that, but I'm like,
Right.
that's always me initiating, like, okay, here's the start of our relationship, and then I'm like, but it didn't do anything. And
Right.
does that make sense? Like, I always think like, okay, well, this is a new start. I initiated this, I planned this, I got everybody together or us together, and then this is going to be a new start, and then it's nothing. It's like it's nothing unless I can continue to keep it going. And I'm like,
Right.
I'm busy as shit. And I don't got time to keep it going. So I'm not really, like, hurt. I don't even think about it until I think about it, you know what I mean? Like, it's not
Right.
something that, like, weighs on my mind, but I'm always like, "Do I keep it?" I don't know. I never know. I'm just gonna live day to day, and if it happens to happen, it happens. You know
Right.
what I mean? That's kinda where I am. Whatever. I mean, it is what
Yeah.
it
Well,
is.
he has to accept that you were hurt too, but I mean, I mean, but we're never going to change them. We're never going to
No.
make them see things our way.
No.
They're always going to see it
Yep.
the way they see it,
Yep.
and I mean, you
Yep.
just got to be peaceful with it.
Yeah.
As long as you're peaceful with it, then
Well, and I think that a lot I try to make memories because I
mhm.
don't have a lot of memories
Right.
even now, like, with family or whatever because, once the matriarch of the family passes away, they don't get together anymore, so I don't really have that, so I do crave that, like, I want, like, the familiar memories and be like so I do crave that, and I feel like a lot of times I'll get hyper focused on that, and I'll be like, "Oh, we should do something," and then I lose complete interest and I ghost everybody, and they're like, "Hey, are we getting together?" And I was like, "I don't fucking know. I mean, if y'all want to," but that's kind of where I'm at. But I don't know. I definitely do that. Do you hyper focus on relationships and then lose interest?
um, Give me an example.
Like with my dad, I will literally be like, "Okay, you're 40, he's 67, you need to or 60, whatever, I have no idea how old he is. You need to, get this together, and then you have these sisters that you don't see but, like, once every 3 or 4 years. You need to get them," and so, like, I'll message everybody, and I'm like, "Hey, we need to get together," and I'm like, "Oh, all these fuzzy feelings, like, oh, we're all gonna get together," and then it, like, does because 'cause I'm a horrible planner, let's put that out there, horrible planner. They're all
Mhm.
like, "Yeah, let's do it," and then, like, a week goes by and I totally forget that I done got this whole family reunion going and they're like, "Hey," and I'm like,
I didn't put it on my schedule.
"Right," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that seems really tiring. I'm really sorry about that. If y'all get something together, invite me, I might come." But so I do that a lot.
No, I'm a planner when it comes to like doing things. My daughter's gonna laugh when she hears this. Um, but trying to get all the siblings and stuff together, no, I still
Yeah.
try because we've only done it one time, and
Yeah.
so I just bug the shit out of them until they all show up. And
Well, I kinda
but
feel
it's
like
usually just once a year though, because I was an only child, so when I get them all together, then I'm like, what the hell have I done? I mean, I love having them all together, but it's just so many people. Why
Yeah.
is there so many people?
Mhm.
And I'm like, can't we just do it with my siblings? Like, I didn't, why do y'all have husbands and kids? And no, I'm
Yeah,
just
right, right,
kidding.
right.
I mean, it's just, I think if I'd have gradually grown into it, like where I knew
Yes.
them and it was us, and then one got married and then another got married, but now it's just a lot.
Yeah,
And so I have to be like, okay, you've wanted this, suck it up, buttercup,
right.
you know,
Have to embrace it.
go eat a gummy. And
Right,
then I'm like, were they here? No, I'm
right.
just kidding.
I hope y'all documented this shit because I don't remember anything. Like, I feel like I'm the only one that ever tries to put stuff together. And so then I just give up because I'm like, fuck, it's too much. It's too much work.
It's a lot when you
It's a
have that
lot.
many
Yeah,
siblings trying to get them
yeah.
here and there.
And
And
now I have toddlers, and then my kids are grown, and um, my daughter's just graduated, and so it's too much. So I've been in a funk though. I've been like, well, if they don't reach out to me, then I'm like, we can't be like that
no,
because
you can't be like
you
that.
can't be, you can't. And I don't mean just with my siblings or whatever. I just mean with like everybody.
Oh, I know. You'll go forever without calling. I'm like, girl, call me back.
And I don't talk to anybody.
I'm like,
Anybody.
don't make me show up at your house like I did
No,
that one time.
I don't talk to anybody. I'm like, I don't know. I'm so busy and tired. I'm tired.
I'll
These
be like, Hagen,
toddlers.
get her on the phone.
Yes, because I still have the toddlers. They're not going anywhere for a while. So, my life is just busy. And when they're in bed, I'm exhausted. I'm like, shit, I would love to stay up and like do stuff, but I'm so tired by that point that I'm like,
Hmm.
because my job is physical. So, um, so yeah, it's exhausting.
Yeah, I don't know how you've managed to keep your job
Yeah, it's been
and run
difficult.
the business
Yeah.
and do a podcast. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
know. That's what I told my husband. I was like, because I was telling Kila on the way up here that like sometimes I'm like, no, maybe this isn't a good time to do the podcast. Maybe we need to take a break and come back. And I'm like, no, that's just what you do, Ashley. When you hyper focus on something, and then when you lose, I didn't lose interest, but it's like so hard to get together.
Well, you've got to have an out.
Yes. Well, and I love coming up here. It's so fun. Like I get to come up here by myself and all that, but the days don't ever line up because the baby's schedules don't line up, and then or someone's sick and I don't have anyone to watch them, and it's just like it's so much. So then I'm just like, nope, too much. But I've been pushing through, and my husband even pushes me. He's like, no, you have to go. It's been a while. You need to go. So that is good that he has. I'm glad that he's supportive because if he wasn't, no, this would have been over episode 2.5. It would have been over. But he does push me to do this. But I do have tons of things going on. I'm like, why do you keep doing that? Like I said, I'm like, oh, I should get everybody together. And I'm like, bitch, you got enough on your plate. Slow down. Stop. Stop adding to the plate. But I just keep adding because I'm like, oh, shiny, something shiny. And I need to,
Squirrel.
yeah, do it. And then I'm like, God bless. I shouldn't have committed to that. But anyways, whatever. So June was Father's Day. So shout out to everybody who is a single mom or a father that was actually a father, or to
To
those
the
of y'all.
men who step up, thank you.
Yes, thank you. And
To
to the
you, dickhead, douchebag,
yeah, to the
dads,
girls and guys
F
that like
you.
don't have a father, I'm sorry. It sucks and you're worth more. It's not your fault. They suck. So, whatever.
Well, boys
But,
are dumb, and you don't need them.
right.
So, on the way back from Savannah, no, on the way to Savannah, not on the way back, I was watching TikTok, and my friend Lisa did the cutest little TikTok, which
Mm.
she would never ever TikTok herself dancing. And she had on this pink little shirt. She was so cute doing it because she had just got the call that her cancer scan come back completely clear. And so she
Aw.
was all clear. Her
Yeah.
lungs were cleared up. She had finished her chemo like a few months ago. But so that was Friday. And
Mhm.
then she passed away on Monday.
What
I think-
happened?
I don't know. I think her heart. So she was having some heart problems after COVID.
Okay.
And so we just did like a fundraiser for her, I think
Yeah.
in January, and she dog cussed me on text because she's like, give this money to someone who can use it. And I'm like, bitch, you can use it.
Right.
I mean, I know you're struggling right now. You're not even working because she had
Right.
gotten laid off. So my sisters and I did a little fundraiser and raised some money for her. And then we Venmo'd her. And then I Venmo'd her again. She literally was like trying to decline it. Like, give this to somebody who could use it. And I'm like, you need to stop. I'll have to come over
Right.
there and choke you out with your little bald
Well, I'm
head
so
and all.
sorry.
But yes, so it was just a big shock because none of us expected that.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because on the way there, she was from Chicago, and she was loud and proud, and she was very loud. So if you got on the phone with her, you couldn't get off.
Right.
And so I was going to call her, and then I was like, well, I'll call her when I get back, because if not, I'll be on the phone with her my whole vacation.
Right.
And so I feel bad because I didn't call her.
Yeah.
And she passed away that Monday, and we're just all heartbroken.
Oh,
I
and it was
know.
sudden, and so no one
So
knows.
sudden.
No one knows the actual cause at this point.
No, I mean, we're assuming it's her heart. I
Yeah.
don't think there was any autopsy or anything
Oh.
done, just because, you know,
Right.
she was sick. But I mean, she talked to her husband. He come home from work. She messaged her daughter about doing water aerobics the next day. And then David said he come in, and she was on the couch, and he said he looked at her and could tell something was wrong, but she was just laying on the couch watching TV
Oh,
and just passed
awful.
away. And I will say, though, because when I heard, I thought, oh my God, it's the first time she has sat down and rested, because the whole entire time she was doing chemo, she never stopped.
Oh, wow.
Like her grandkids, she was all about making memories. And that was her motto. Don't give stupid gifts, give memories.
Oh, yes.
So she was, I don't even know how many grandkids she had. Maddie, Carter, like 6 grandkids. And so she would do stuff with the boys and then do stuff with the girls.
Yes.
And so she was just all about that. Like she let them dye her head like an Easter egg when she was shaving her head.
Oh.
And she looked so pretty at the funeral. Like she was beautiful.
Oh.
But
Rest in peace, Lisa.
I know. We love her.
Oh.
But we're going to post her GoFundMe link if anybody wants to donate, because it was unexpected.
Yeah.
She got laid off in January from her job because of the mortgage business. I guess just
Yeah.
plummeted, but
Yeah.
I
Interest
know.
rates.
But her
ups and
boys,
stock
but she was a
markets
single
and-
mom with me. We did some crazy shit back in our single mom days. Like I
Aw,
remember turning 21, and she was the bartender at the bar that I used to go to. And
Cool.
Lordy, but we love you, Lisa, and we know you're in a better
Yes.
place, and all the grandbabies love you. And
That's
you
right.
just
Oh,
do
R.I.P.
you give my mama a
that's
hug.
awful. That's right.
I know they're
That's right.
probably acting crazy together.
Speaking
but,
of which, on the next episode, we're going to have to talk about my ghost because
oh shit.
it's ramped up, unfortunately.
Well,
So-
we're gonna have to give that ghost a name.
Well,
Don't we have a name?
Yeah, Cheryl is what we call her, but I feel like there's might be more than one.
Oh hell.
Yeah, it's getting a little weird. So I'm not scared, but we'll talk about it next time.
Yeah, we might have to start looking up different ghost things and
I
going
know.
and visiting, and then comparing your and Cheryl's
I know.
relationship.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Ugh.
y'all's relationship, but anyway, so everybody, that was our month of June. That's what we did.
Yeah.
So
And we love y'all. And June is actually the best month because it's my birthday month. So sorry for everybody else that's not born in June, but it is the best month. Because I feel like it's warm, but it's not so blistering hot yet. But it's warmer than May because May's like, oh, it's about to be summer, but it's not summer
it's
yet.
been a weird May and June though. It's
Oh, yeah.
kind of been
Right.
chilly.
It really has.
But
been.
all right, bitches. Till next time, and we will holler at you later.
And remember, we can talk shit about our moms, but no one else can.
Yes, we will cut you.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.